So I think we got it locked down. Filled up the feeder, crank it all the way up. I think it'll work, at least for a couple more years. We'll see. So I think I've done a rebuild on this deer feeder at least once after the bear knocked it down. But this cable goes up. I redid that strap around the tree there earlier this year. I didn't have any way to get this pulley off of here, so this mount is pretty loose and messed up, so I think I'm going to redo that completely. That way I can undo the cable off of the winch and take this pulley off. Yeah, that tree's been beat up a little bit. We'll get that taken care of. So sometimes you got to be resourceful, you know, run what you brung. So I wasn't sure what I was going to need, but I grabbed this clamp and a spare carabiner, and then I just bungee corded it to the tree. So that'll hold the tension off of the crank while I do a little bit of work here. So this is just as much for me as it is for you. So I'm just documenting how this thing is routed through here so I don't forget later when I put a new board on here and mount the crank again. So I'm doing that clamp that gets the old pulley off of there. That was all the way up there. Now that I have this off, looking at this, I can see the I guess bushing or whatever you want to call that. It's steel on steel, so it's not anything crazy, but that's pretty rusty. So maybe I'll take that down with me and pack it full of grease. I don't know how long it'll help, but it's been here for, what has it been, 6, 8 years, something like that. So I think it's doing all right, but you know, there's no reason not to try to get as much out of as we can. And just trying to get an idea how I want to remount this thing. So I had it offset so the handle was off the side of the tree. I don't know. You can see those bolts pulled into the tree pretty good. It's been here a while, but I don't know. Going forward, I don't know if that's the best option. We'll see. Get some ideas. So this video here is just as much for me again. Kind of document what I got and think about it. Yeah, we'll see. While I'm dealing with that, I came over here to get the corn off the four-wheeler. And this girl right here came in to see us. I don't know if you can see her. Heck, I can't see. Nope. Some don't like us. She's right there, though. Well, I wasn't quick enough, but I come back up here after getting some supplies. And there's, I don't know, 8 or 9 turkey running off through the woods here now. They were all up in the food plot, so cool. Like to see all nature's critters coming in. Come on back, guys. So in this case, I mean, there's always something you didn't account for. So I got the sockets for these, and I figured worst case I'd have to pull these out to get to them. I do have an extension I can get to them. But these ones, I totally forgot they're like embedded down in the wood. And I don't know, I can get this one. It's not near as bad, but that one's really deep. I don't know what's underneath these other ones, so I don't know. We'll mess with it and see what we get. We'll see what we gotta do here. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Huh. That kind of does. Cool. This guy, I'll have to get a pair of vice grips on it or something. I'm sure I didn't bring a wrench for that. Why not, you ask? Be prepared, I said, right? Whatever. We got it. Even if you don't have everything you absolutely need, or want, if you bring enough, you'll figure it out. There we go. Cool. So I think what we'll do is this part of the tree is already pretty screwed up from that last board, but I'll put another one on here, basically the same concept. Offset enough over here that the crank can be out of the way of the tree, so maybe actually directly in line with the one side there, so it doesn't have to be too big. I think I'll mount it up there and then cut it off with a chainsaw. Yeah, so some idea here is about like that. Leave a little overhang on this side so this one doesn't split, and I should have plenty over here. Cool. I think that'll do it. Somewhere in that neighborhood. There. Probably should have not drilled the tree until I had that up there, at least the first hole in. We'll see. So I brought an assortment of stuff up here, hardware-wise, but maybe not everything we needed. We'll see. Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? So now that we got that, put another hole in. Yeah, you can see that shifted just a little bit. Did I bring a level? Holy crap, when you bring the tool bag, you got it all, huh? So, we're way off, huh? Okay. Sweet. All right, let's see if that's loose enough we can spin it. Nope. There. Now we can get these holes deep enough to actually do something, huh? There. That'll work. I had some smaller washers in the tool bag, but not bigger, so this is what we got. That's loud. That's probably good, honestly, but I'm gonna put those two in. So I didn't have 4 that size, so I got these other ones. They're 5/16, I think. Plenty for this, I'm sure. I mean, until the bears start hanging from it, then we'll see. Ooh. I guess it's 3. I thought it had a 4th setting. All right, I'd say that's solid. You know, hindsight, I wasn't that smart, but it worked out anyway. Because I think I wanted centered like right on those bolts. Where this lines up, that'd be perfect. That's still gonna miss the tree by over 1.5 inches, so I think we're good right there. Actually, I can't believe the luck we've had. So somehow this socket is I don't know, some garbage thing made in Sri Lanka, and so far we haven't broken. Let's see. That washer wants to get in the way. Maybe we'll have to go without the washer. Now I think we're pushing our luck with a Sri Lanka socket. We'll see. That's kind of amazing. So I don't know, I was at some hardware store, they had a bunch of SK sockets loose. So I bought just a couple to throw in this bag. The whole time I'm here running the impact on that thing. Yeah, that'll work. I thought that was the SK socket. All right, the make sure that'll work. Yeah, that'll go. So I think we can just cut that off right there. Universal pencil here. Something about that. Double check that, make sure. Yeah, I think that'll work. At one point I was thinking about taking this and mounting it this way on the tree, same as this one is, just 90 degrees off, and then running bolts between them. That would have this offset even further, but I don't think we need to bother. This lasted for 5 years. I'm good with that. So the original plan was just mount that up there and make sure it was going to work. And then I could take this off or swing it, whatever, and get the chainsaw and cut that off. But since I brought all the tools, might as well just use a sawzall, huh? I think we can get away with that. We'll see. Yeah. I think that'll work. Does this head rotate? It does not. I think the battery's about dead in the cell. Yep. Why did I bring a dead battery, huh? We got more. Sweet. Yep, that'll work. Well, I got grease all over my fingers now, but I think I know how this thing goes. So it should go in this one. Back down through here. Like so. And then back up through that one. Which might not be real easy. Oh, the bees like the smell of that grease. Okay. And then it just goes up and gets clamped into that guy. So, right around it. Like that. Is there an easy way to pull that down just a little bit? No. But we'll mangle it around till it gets there right. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Cool. I think that's how she goes. I turned that off so I could go looking for something to crank this down. I actually had a pair of pliers in my pocket. So, I think we're good there. And this isn't crazy. By the time it loops through all of those ins and outs, that takes the majority of all the stress off of this little bolt. That just kind of ties it down. So that's backwards. Goes that way. Yeah, but that's the way she goes anyway. Cool. Yeah, after saying that, I had to think about it in my head. So this thing turns this way, which actually makes us wrap this way. So that makes sense if you see the cable comes through from there. So you do want it to wrap that way. Yep, that makes sense. All right, I'm happy now that I confirmed that in my head anyway. Well, somehow I managed to lose the nut that goes on the other side of this bolt, but I found one that I think will work. Again, I did grease that up a little bit to hopefully ensure it'll last a little longer. Seemed to be just fine. before, but a little grease won't hurt it. Yeah, looks like that nut will work on there. See if we can get this tightened down. Huh. Yeah, I think that'll work. So that's I'm sure this thing's metric and that nut is not. So it's not a lock nut, but it cross threads. So, you know, torqued or cross threaded, tight is tight. Yeah, I think that'll work though. We'll see if we can get this clamp off of here, and then I think that's it. Well, I spent a minute there trying to pick up all the stuff on the ground, thinking that maybe I might find that nut that I dropped, but guess not. So we'll just get this off of here, and then we'll be good from there. This little idea worked out pretty good too. Kind of happy with that. Sometimes things work out, but again, you gotta have enough to set yourself up, but then you got to be resourceful with what you do have. So figure it out. You'll come up with a plan, make it happen. I think that's loose enough. I can get the rest of it by hand. Yeah, look at that. It's gonna spring off of there in a second. Cool, I didn't lose all of it. All right, does it work? Yes. Yes, that'll work. Cool. And it looks like it's square enough that it will wrap appropriately. So, good deal. Now we'll get the feeder filled up and make some deer happy. So we also got all the old hardware here. I don't know, I'll take these back down. I got a can full of that kind of stuff in the shed at the house. So, yeah, we'll put some of this stuff back to use somewhere, I'm sure. I have tried a bunch of times to mix in some actual livestock feed with the corn. Usually I don't have very good luck. It likes to clog up the feeder, but bucket to bucket to bucket, back and forth. I mixed in a little bit, so they'll have something. I guess it's supposed to be a lot healthier for them. I don't know if the rest of the critters eat it as much, but the deer seem to like it. Even on the ground, if I just dump out some corn, I'll mix some of that in. And they eat it pretty good, so they must like it. It smells good. So I think we got it locked down. Filled up the feeder. Crank it all the way up. I think it'll work, at least for a couple more years. We'll see. Never know. I mean, this tree's been tore up. The bear got it. We had a fire up here right after we first cleaned this. That's what this scorch mark's from. But the bear destroyed this tree. They climb this thing all the time trying to get to that corn. I can't believe they haven't knocked the crank off of this thing yet. I've got pictures and video of them standing on top of the crank trying to get to it. So, yeah, they're going to do what they're going to do. The raccoon obviously tear it up, but they're not 300 pounds. Those bears do some real work. It's a long ways up. One of the things I keep saying I'm going to do is shorten this arm up and move this crank like another 1.5 inches or so down. There's like no weight really that you're pushing here. You got a ton of leverage against it, so you're just going in a big circle for no reason. So I generally put it so the handle's up. That way I kind of know if anything messed with it. The bear will come up there and stand on it and push it down. They're never going to pick it back up. I try to get the feeder where I can just barely reach it, or I can't reach it at all. That way I know the bear can't just destroy it and knock it down. Never know. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, we got her up there. I mentioned the the ground here. I wasn't sure if it just wasn't growing or if they ate it all down. I think they're eating it down. There's little tiny pieces of stuff growing up here and there. Most of it's so small I can't even tell what it is. Zoom you in here a little bit and see. Yeah, there's some clover. Yeah, these clovers are itty bitty things, but these grasses, I don't know if that's a brassica or one of the others I planted. That's all clover. I planted a ton of clover in here, so I can't even tell these are radishes or turnips. When they're that small, I can't tell. But they're itty bitty, so I think they've just eaten everything off that does grow. So there's a couple little stems like this that I see sticking up, and that's about it. They get hungry, man. They eat everything. I don't know if it'll show up any better in the shade, but there's little stuff here, some clover mixed in. But yeah, I'm not even sure what those are. But there's little stems and stuff sticking up everywhere. They're just eating it off as fast as it can grow. Here's a good section where it's been wet, but I mean, you see all these little bitty tiny leaves in there everywhere. But again, if it's growing up at all, they're gonna chew it off. They're hungry. There's another section of the same stuff. Whole bunch of little bitty tiny leaves, but you know, they got big acorns to eat too. So hopefully between the acorns, the stuff that we planted, what does grow, and corn feeder with some mix in it. I also got a couple of these blocks. So if I put 50 pounds of corn out on the ground, it'll be gone in a day or two, sometimes 3. But these blocks usually last pretty close to a month. And it's 25 pounds of feed, so yeah. I got, I think, 2 more. So I don't know if I'll put out all 3 of them now or if I'll just put out 1 more. But yeah, we'll get them fed, keep them coming in. I was watching the doe in last night. There's one little buck. I couldn't even see antlers on him, but he was trying to get on top of a couple does. So apparently the rut is heating up. Yeah, there's just nothing growing in here. Nothing. A couple little spots, a little bitty tiny clover. That's it. I don't know, guys. Hopefully your food plot's doing better than mine. But yeah, whatever. The deer eat what they can get, so I can't blame them. I'll do what I could do and hopefully do better next time. So good luck in hunting season, guys.